Thanks for joining us. Time to get ready for NBA action on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Los Angeles Lakers. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
And the Lakers going through their pregame routines. Hello again, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Okay, first for the Bulls. Rajon Rondo is out there with Dwayne Wade. And playing at the center position, one of the Lopez twins out of Stanford, 7-foot banger, Robin Lopez. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Mirotic in at the 4 spot. And for the Lakers, Russell is out there with Nick Young. And the big man at the center position, the towering 7'1" Russian Mozgov. Then it's Dang, and it's Randall in at the 4.
And, you know, for the Lakers last season, a lot of turmoil. And you think about the coaching change, but it wasn't just that. It was a whole system change as well. And the front office felt the Princeton offense they started using wasn't working out. So they were in a state of flux all season long.
Pass to Young. Lakers passing it around. Dishes it to Russell. He kicks it to Mozgov. Fade away. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Los Angeles on D. Wade kicks to Mirotic. He passes to Rondo. Feeds it to Mirotic. Wade outside. Lopez a screen on Young. Wade dishes to Rondo. They get it again. Outside Butler. Back to Lopez. Wade outside. The second chance effort. And that one's good. Wade's got the opening basket of the game for the Bulls. And going back to the Princeton offense that Clark mentioned, Steve, tell us about that offense and why do you think it didn't work out?
Well, they only gave it 5 games, Kevin. I mean, Mike Brown was 1-4 when he got fired. And that's impossible to install an offense and expect it to work that quickly. So, I mean, I think the offense would have been fine if they had given it time and given Mike Brown some time to install it. Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And, Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And, Kevin, he led all shooting guards and player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak true. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
Here is Russell. The Bulls getting the bucket. Makes the lead pass. Mozgov with the bucket. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Rondo passes to Wade. And Butler backing him in. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round 1 in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round 2.
The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Russell against Rondo. And the pass to Randall. Young outside. He dishes it to Russell. All alone. Good on the jump shot. Russell's got his first basket of the night. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time. And they had questions constantly being asked if he would return. But the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
You know, they missed him, though, Kevin, and desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal game one in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
Young, Wade is covering, stolen by Wade. Rondo kicks to Butler. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here's Rondo. Kicks it to Mirotic. Wade up top. Wade left side. Outside Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Mirotic's shot is off. Lakers trail by 5. Dang with it. Butler covering. Randall. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. It's on Rajon Rondo.
I don't know that you can really show his true value to this team based solely on numbers. I mean, with him, it's all about his work ethic and his desire, the way he gets after it.
And, Steve, you look at him, he is a banger. I mean, he really enjoys the physical aspect of the game.
And the second free throw, good.
Guys, how about the Bulls being able to nab the 5th seed in the East last season, in large part due to how they were able to play on the road. Of course, when you play tough, solid defense like they do, it makes it easier to be competitive and string together road wins.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Wade, Rondo dishes to Butler. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists tonight. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Ingram. The 3. Can't get it to go. Up in time. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
I'm glad they're going to the replay on that one. I mean, make sure it's the right call, even if it's a play that might not end up being a big factor.
I agree, Clark. I mean, it was a very limited system when it was introduced, but the league continued to tweak it. And they've been doing whatever they can to help the referees, and just like putting the light strips on the backboard so they can see when the buzzer sounds, not just hear it.
And they're going to count it. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
Good to see them get that one right. That's exactly why we have this rule in place. And I like it. Each basket is so important in these games that you just got to make sure you get it right at the end of the quarters.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. It's the Bulls up 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle starts for the Bulls.
Well, they're trying to play fast and trying to put the defense on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
The Bulls leading by 10. T-Wade on the wing. Back to Rondo. Gibson setting the pick for Rondo. Butler on the wing. Wide open. No good off the back of the rim.
Now, normally that's a shot people make, but that's not really his bread and butter there.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
Ingram passes to Williams. Number 7, just 5 to shoot, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, other family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with a great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. You just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Lakers barely squeezed into the playoffs last season. Despite that, they had the largest luxury tax bill in the league, almost $30 million, more than double the next highest team in the Miami Heat. So, maybe one silver lining for them with Dwight Howard deciding to move to Houston? The team won't have to shoulder the even more punitive taxes that began this season. Kevin?
Good point, Doris. Thanks.
Lakers still pursuing another title, but it would be a real shock if that were to come this year. A lot of age and injury on this team. They lose Dwight Howard. This is a club that just doesn't have enough athleticism and speed to contend for a title.
Back to Wade. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him. Now back to the Lakers. Clark, you think they're too old? Is this a team that needs to rebuild?
Not yet, Kevin. The saying is young doesn't win in the NBA. I think for them, health and chemistry are the most important factors. Also, I think this is a franchise that has shown it can make a home run deal, like acquiring Pau Gasol in 2007. Got 2 titles out of that move. I think they'll look to add some youth through their bench and restructure the personnel a bit, and they'll position themselves for another run, perhaps.
And so he makes both from the line.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Tibbs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them. And Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round. You gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Grant, right side.
It looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
1:53 left to play in the first half. Snell, all sorts of time. It's rebounded by Mozgov.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that. Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Lakers trail by 8. Huertas, he's covered by Grant. The feed to Calderon. And he's good on the 3-ball. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Well, Luol Deng, originally from South Sudan, his family moved to London when he was a teen, and then for him, on to the United States, a worldly player for sure, and he's been involved in a lot of causes, both here in the U.S. and internationally.
And going back to Deng, so active off the court, helping Sudanese refugees, Basketball Without Borders. numerous charities. He says his parents instilled him with that kind of thoughtfulness.
Yeah, and he's also championed a lot of causes in the UK, campaigning to maintain funding for the British national team. Bang is passionate both on and off the court. You just love his approach to the game and to life, Kevin.
Good point. Now, here's Grant. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Williams. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
2 shots.
That's good from Williams.
Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive, but certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for LA.
Now here's Gibson. Well, you talk about the huge fan base for the Lakers, Clark. One of the marquee franchises, certainly in the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization, the people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package. Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. They got beat up pretty good out west. I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Chicago's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Snell, he's guarded by Williams. Snell. Three-pointers off the mark. Here's Ingram. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Bulls lead by 2. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Staples Center. Chicago in a close one against the Los Angeles Lakers. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. For D. Wade, things are certainly going his way against the defense of the Lakers. Didn't waste much time waiting around to take over tonight. He dominated that first half. It's also been a strong start for the Lakers. They've been having their way inside. A huge lead when it comes to points in the paint, making it very hard to defend against them. They felt the impact from Jose Calderon. You can't complain about the way he stepped up. And that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now it's time to send back out at the start of the third quarter.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the